It is not yet time for slumber. We still have much work to do. My brother.
Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and I'm playing Final Fantasy IX because Final Fantasy IX just came out on Steam. I know I'm a little late, and I'm sorry for being a little late, but, you know, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to celebrate Final Fantasy IX coming on Steam now, and what the subject is, was Kuja really a villain? And Final Fantasy IX, was Kuja really evil, and was really a villain? I would have to, for what evidence I've gathered from watching, because I haven't finished the game, I've actually just watched the YouTube cinematics. So pretty much, I'd have to say Kuja's actually not a villain. I would have to say Kuja is actually a victim of his own narcissism, but also the fact his life is short. And of course, you know, it's sad and all the way because it was actually really Garland, you know. Yes, you're thinking Garland from Final Fantasy 1. No, Final Fantasy 9 Garland. You know, just a different reincarnation of the original Garland, pretty much. But, Garland pretty much tricked Kuja into doing what he did by using his short lifespan and his narcissism, because, you know, Kuja wanted that doesn't want the world to exist without him. That's why he went and tried to destroy Gaia, because he didn't want the world to exist without him. And that's why he did all the evil things he did. I think, really, he's just a tragic hero. He's, you know, he's more on the lines of, like, I don't know, the Winter Soldier from Captain America and Obito Uchiha from Naruto. You know, he's just a tragic, he's really just a, he's a villain created by tragedy. Because his race, just like Vivi's race, the genome race, their lives are very short. They don't live very long, you know. And because of that, it played a little bit into it. So Kuja, with that, and Kuja already have a narcissism. If you already know, narcissism is actually pretty bad to have, because with narcissism, it will cause you to, narcissism, it causes the brain to love themselves so much above everybody else to the point where they stop to care about what other people feel like or how people feel like. Everybody has a little bit of narcissism in there, but, you know, when you have a lot in there, you're really just sick. You're not well in the head, and you're gonna end up doing stuff that hurts people because, you know, you want to live. So you want to be loved so much that even anyone who talks bad about you, you'll do things to hurt them. It's kind of like the mindset of, you know, of people on the internet, where they use so much of it that they think that they're a celebrity to the point where they make themselves sick. Well, you know, it's the same thing with Kuja. Kuja didn't want the world to exist without him. He wanted to be able to, if the world didn't exist, if he didn't exist, the world Gaia doesn't exist either. He would take it out with him. But that's also the fact that it's not just only his psychological issues that he has already, but also I think what created his psychological issues was the fact that he knows he's about to die, because, you know, Garland, you know, told him that, but only in the way to manipulate Kuja to do what Garland wanted to do, and that's why he ended up killing Garland in the end, and closer to the end. And then after you defeat Kuja and Necron, Kuja, you know, goes back to saying that he was wrong about everything, that, you know what, it was just his fear of dying, and his fear, and, you know, it was just his fear of dying that created, you know, this unstable mindset that he had throughout the game, and that he was sorry for. That's why I don't really think Kuja's really a bad guy at all. But of course, he's going to be on Team Chaos and Dissidia, but Dissidia is a different continuity altogether from the original Final Fantasy IX, because he died as a hero. He really should have been reborn on Cosmos' side, but they only focused on cool villains in Dissidia. He should have been reborn on Cosmos' side, because just like Jack from Final Fantasy X, he's not really a bad guy at all. You know, he was just used and manipulated, and it really is sad to tell someone that they can live longer, you know, if they do all these bad, horrible things. You know, that's why I think Garland's a son of a bitch that deserved what came to him. You know, he, just like Hojo, Garland is a sociopath that controls people by doing it, because he pretty much told Kuja he could live longer if he would have done all these horrible things. You know, so he worked under him for a little bit because, you know, Garland's a manipulator. And if you already know, if from the reincarnation of his original, you know, self, Garland in Final Fantasy I was a pretty evil, nasty motherfucker who wanted power. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, Kuja was more of a victim than he was a villain. He was a victim because he was lied to and manipulated. And like I said, it's really, if you really play Final Fantasy IX and really go back and go through Kuja's part of the story, forget all the other characters, you know, but focus on Kuja, you would understand that really he was just, you know, it was a tragic story. You know, he had to do what he had to keep him living longer. Of course, Garland lied to him, manipulated him. So he, you know, really Kuja's actually a villain. He was actually just hurt and depressed. Because, I mean, let's just be honest. If any human being would have had the mindset that they're gonna die in so many months, and some manipulator tells them you're gonna live longer if you do this and stuff like that, that they'd be in a messed up mentality mindset. They'd go out and do bad stuff too. Kuja was only a victim. He was never a bad guy at all. You know, what it is he was already narcissistic as it is. But that narcissistic got stronger because of his unstable mindset, because he knew he was going to die soon. He knew, you know, the genomes were created, kind of like Vivi's race. That's why Vivi has a lot in common with Zidane. You know, they're both created for war and military purposes, so they both have short lives. And really, all in all, that's a sad existence. That's really sad. I actually feel sorry for Kuja. If anything, yes, I am a Kuja sympathizer or Kuja apologist, because it's like, I happen to think that if time would have went back in Final Fantasy IX and Kuja would have lived a longer life, if Kuja would have lived a longer life and Garland wasn't there to influence him to do wrong, I'm pretty sure he would have been a good guy and been on Zidane's team. Or even if not on Zidane's team, he would have been a good guy. He was only evil and did the things he did in Final Fantasy IX because, well, he was hurting on the inside. And, you know, the fact that he was dying anyways, with the fact he's with narcissism, at the same time, it turned him into this killing machine. And it's just a sad story when you think about it. So I really think that Kuja Tribal is actually a victim, not a villain. I really think that he tries to fight against fate, and, you know, because, you know, Garland being a manipulative asshole he is, like he always is in every incarnation he comes from. He manipulated Kuja and made Kuja do what he wanted. It's pretty much how the Joker created the Red Hood. You know, except in this case, you know, Garland didn't kill Kuja. He just told Kuja that there's a way for him to live if he followed his orders in some way. That's why Kuja killed Garland in the end. But nonetheless, yes, Kuja is actually a victim, not a villain. Kuja is actually a victim, not a villain. So that's my discussion part today. I'm sorry I didn't do too much research because I'm not so much into Final Fantasy IX. I actually just really watched the whole cinematics before I started playing Final Fantasy IX again, because I never got to finish Final Fantasy IX, so I'm sorry. So that's all the facts I got for you about Kuja. So I'm not going to make any more Final Fantasy IX videos after I finish the game. But yes, this is what I wanted to bring to the table. So yes, please subscribe, add, like. I'll do more of these if I can when I'm not busy.